Our destination is Cocoa View Resort on the island of Roatan, which lies 40 miles off the coast of Honduras in Central America. The resort has various accommodations, with some rooms built right over the water. The rooms have ample space for all your diving gear. The dive boats and gear storage area is designed for diver convenience. It's only a few steps from the gear to the back of the dive boats. The facilities are great, but the real reason we came to Cocoa View was that special realm under the surface. Connie has a water collection, but to qualify, it has to be 30-foot plus water. And for the curious, the temperature was 79 degrees that day, the pH was 8.2, and the salinity was 1.020. The density of coral growth in Honduras is very impressive, perhaps as good as any place in the Caribbean. Here we see a wrasse and a blue hamlet trying to team up to eat the damselfish's eggs. This stoplight parrot is doing its share of the work to produce the sand needed for all the beaches of the world by biting the coral and other calcareous materials and crunching it into small pieces. After digesting all the living tissue, the remaining sand is expelled to fall to the seafloor and eventually wash up on a beach. This little 1-inch neon goby has chosen this beautiful rose coral as its base of operations. Trumpetfish stay close to the sea fans and gorgonians to blend in for safety. Most times they will even stay at an angle to look like a branch. Lizardfish use camouflage to avoid detection and sit and wait for a meal to swim by. Finding just the right spot for that perfect photo and having all your gear ready to go is a challenge for the underwater photographer. And sometimes you even have to make an appointment to take a photo. And then it all comes together for that perfect shot. It looks like coral will grow anywhere. This lettuce coral must have been pretty desperate for a spot to grow. It has taken up residence inside this barrel sponge. Four-eye butterflies usually mate for life. You almost always see them swimming in pairs, working up and down the reef, looking for food. Butterflies' favorite food is living coral polyps. They love to just munch on that coral. It's a good thing damselfish are small, because if they were as big as sharks, no one would get into the ocean. It takes real guts to chase and bite something 5 feet long when you're only 3 inches long. Here we see a school of tangs, the ocean's grass cutters. Blue tangs swim in large schools and feed mostly on the plant material they find. Without their grazings, the reef would soon be covered over with filamentous algae and the corals would die. The corals need direct sunlight to grow zooxanthellae algae inside their bodies to use as a food source. Schools of baby fish provide safety in numbers. Out of the many, a few will make it to maturity and reproduce to start the cycle all over again. We dove a site called the Missing Link. I don't know how it got that name because I think it should be called Grand Central Station. The dive plan was to meet at the mooring and keep the wall on our right, but when I got to the edge of the drop-off, the schools of fish just started rolling in. First came the Creole wrasses, then bluehead wrasses were next, and everybody was busy feeding on the plankton. After the bluehead wrasses came the spadefish. Then these fast-moving needlefish went by. Okay, I don't know what these are. The big eyes on these guys give them their name, four-eyed jacks. Notice the instant change of color on these spotted filefish. When they're frightened, they show spots, but when they're happy, the spots are gone. The interesting thing about this pair of scribbled filefish is the male flicking his dorsal spine to entice the female into a romantic courtship. And here we have underwater camera repair, class 101. It seems the better the photo opportunity, the more likely a camera malfunction becomes. Spotted drums start out life taller than they are long, but eventually they grow into that high dorsal fin, and oh yeah, they will get spots as they grow older too. Some guys, like this goatfish, have to work very hard for a good meal. Other fish, like these yellow-headed pearly jawfish, never get very far from home. Now for something entirely different. These reef squid are certainly not like anything else. With a little patience, they will approach for a closer look, and I'm sure we must look as strange to them as they look to us. One of the really cool things about squid is their ability to swim both forward or backwards, left or right, with ease. Some of the other dive sites we dove were Cocoa View Wall, Docks Wall, Castle Canyon, Inside Outside, Parrots Point, Too Small, Too Tall, and the wreck of the Prince Albert. At the end of most dives, we had Mr. Cuda waiting under the boat to say goodbye. Carol D. and Connie actually had to line up a boat to be able to go shopping. I think that's a first even for them. The girls went shopping all over the island of Roatan. Their first stop was downtown. After a few stores here, they went on to the west end of the island to the open-air stores.
Isn't that pretty? How much is New York?
It's 2 for those things.
2?
How much are these, sir?
What's the $3?
$3.
This is the showman.
Hello, Constance.
Good morning. Quack, quack, I'm a duck. This is a little spectacle.
Well, hello, Moses. Hello. Well, you're a cutie pie. Look at Moses. Isn't Moses pretty? Pretty bird. Pretty bird. Let's get your picture taken, Moses. Say hi. Say hi. The meals are included in the dive package at Cocoa View, and they are very good and plentiful. Even Lance enjoyed the food, and he said the lodge and buffet reminded him of his youth at summer camp. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
The dive facilities are open around the clock at Cocoa View Resort with a dive master on duty at all times, so you can do a shore night dive whenever you want to. You take your room key and put it on a marker board so they know you're in the water and they'll keep an eye out for you. The only limitation is your dive profile and any rough water conditions.
You think it'll be enough?
This is the view from the dining room. Not too tough to take, huh? This is also where you do the beach entry. Out there's the pier and the buoys and the boat underwater.
The wreck of the Prince Albert, a freighter, sits in 50 feet of water right in front of the resort, with a chain going from the dive platform right to the side of the ship. Have a good dive. This is what the Prince Albert looks like at night. You see the gorgonians and other corals growing onto the side of the ship. It does provide habitat for the fish that live in and around this wreck. Everybody make it back?
Just kind of grabbed her.
Yeah, we grabbed it.
Then you set her out just to see.
Yeah, we cut her loose, but she kept swimming back.
Now don't turn them lights all off.
Excuse me. I forgot.
Did you make it, Carol?
I sure did.
Now your big light comes on.
Saw what? Oh, it started getting cold.
It wouldn't come on
My
out
sea
there.
biscuit. Oh, here he is. Look. Watch. I found the biscuit.
That was probably tough swimming with that in your...
Right there. Look. Yeah.
Yeah, go on, see this. Hey, dude.
Huh? Yeah, he's trying to get out of here. He's looking.
He was back in the water.
And of course, all good dive trips have one downer, the day we have to go home.